In 2018, Fox News paid one of the largest settlements in their history for $1 million to keep someone quiet about Kimberly Guilfoyle. The allegations were so disturbing that even Roger Ailes' former protege couldn't survive them. But this wasn't the first time her personal life had exploded. Her marriages had there was a secret clause in Kevin Costner's Yellowstone contract that nobody talks about. It gave him power the studio never wanted him to have. For years they tried to break him. They delayed the scripts. They changed shooting schedules. They even threatened to kill off his character in the most humiliating way possible. But Costner had protection they didn't know about. When he finally used it, the whole show imploded. What he revealed in that final Instagram video was just the beginning. The real reason he'll never return involves secrets that could destroy careers. Kevin Michael Costner was born on January 18, 1955 in Linwood, California. His father Bill's rise from digging ditches to becoming a utilities executive for Southern California Edison showed the classic story of working hard to move upward. Sharon Ray's job gave her an intimate view of struggling families, and that sense of empathy carried into Kevin's own outlook. Kevin's childhood was marked by constant moves as his father climbed the ranks at the utility company. A promotion meant another relocation, and Kevin described himself as feeling like an army kid, always the new kid at school. The family lived in Linwood, then Compton, where he spent his middle school years, followed by Ventura, Visalia, and finally back to Orange County. In Visalia he attended Met Whitney High School and played in the marching band. The constant changes left him anxious and unsure of himself, saying he lost a lot of confidence because he always had to start over and make new friends. But the experience gave him sharp observational skills and a strong sense of empathy, qualities that later shaped his acting. Though he struggled in school and was often called a poor student, Kevin showed a surprising artistic side. He excelled in sports, playing basketball, football, and baseball. Even though he stood only 5 feet 2 inches in tall when he graduated high school at age 18, he took piano lessons, wrote poetry, and sang in the choir at the First Baptist Church. These interests gave him a creative outlet that most people around him never knew he had. That same year he built his own canoe and paddled down rivers that Lewis and Clark had once traveled on their way to the Pacific. It was a bold adventure that showed his love for American history and the frontier spirit. Watching how the West was won in 1962 only deepened this passion. Still, he kept much of his creativity private, feeling pressure to fit into the expectations of a young man growing up in 1970s California. In 1973, Kevin graduated from Villa Park High School in Villa Park, California. There, he played baseball alongside his teammate Dennis Burt. Soon after, he enrolled at California State University, Fullerton, where he earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in business. In 1978, he joined the Delta Chi fraternity and followed a steady, practical path that seemed to promise a stable career. His parents, who had lived through difficult times, believed in secure work above all else. Kevin remembered his father's advice clearly. Don't ever let anybody outwork you, and he'll never take your job. At the time, Kevin accepted this hard-boiled wisdom, believing he was headed for a corporate life. That same year he married his college sweetheart, Cindy Silva, and together they began what looked like a traditional middle-class life. What few people knew was that during his last year at Cal State Fullerton, Kevin had quietly started taking acting classes, not once a week, but 5 nights a week. He kept it a complete secret, even from Cindy. He even auditioned for an off-campus play, Rumpelstiltskin, and though he didn't get the part, he was hooked. This double life showed just how serious he was becoming about acting, even while outwardly preparing for a business career. In 1978, Kevin and Cindy were married, setting off for their honeymoon in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. They had little money, and when they returned, they had to take an $8 bus ride from LAX to Anaheim with all their belongings packed into a single suitcase. Cindy supported the young couple by working in marketing for Delta Airlines, while Kevin quietly dreamed of Hollywood. Their marriage would last 16 years until their divorce in 1994, which ended with an $80 million settlement, one of the most expensive in Hollywood at the time. The most remarkable moment of that honeymoon trip came on the flight home. Kevin noticed legendary actor Richard Burton sitting just rows away. Burton had bought all the seats around him for privacy, but Kevin, then 23 years old, gathered the courage to approach him. He admitted softly, "I was hoping to become an actor." "And well, you're a celebrated actor, but you've had a lot of marriages and a lot of drama. I just want to know, does that kind of life follow an actor? I want to have a life that's not filled with drama." Burton looked at him and replied, "You have green eyes. I have green eyes. I think you'll be fine." The conversation lasted about 20 minutes and left Kevin with a quiet but powerful sense of encouragement. Later, when the plane landed, Kevin and Cindy waited for their bus on the curb, sitting on their single suitcase. Out of nowhere, Burton's limousine stopped in front of them. The tinted window rolled down and Burton leaned out with a simple message, "Good luck to you." Then the car drove away. Kevin would never see him again, but that moment stayed with him for life. After graduating, Kevin briefly worked as a marketing executive in 1978, but it lasted only 1 month. The job kept him from auditions and acting classes, and he realized quickly that the corporate path was not for him. He later admitted he hadn't even told Cindy how serious he was about acting until then. Soon he took a job as a stage